being a journalist in Palestine is it's extremely difficult. And if you're a Palestinian, it's even worse because you're not a journalist in the eye of the Israelis. There's no, and they don't have the sanctity or respect for journalists and protection. It doesn't exist. All of the rules of laws of war and protecting journalists, medics, everything, this does not exist. And we've been saying this for centuries. Israel doesn't care. If you're a journalist hospital, they would shoot it. Halla, the world got to see how they burned the entire hospitals down. And they couldn't find any evidence in these hospitals of any reason. And how it was a direct attempt to get people to be ethnically cleansed from the north of Gaza was to get rid of all the hospitals so that they can the people won't have any place to heal, so that they will all have to run. Israel doesn't hold anything sacred. There's no protection for anyone. And the Palestinian Authority does not protect journalists or care about the coverage. So it's like being silenced and pinned all the time, and you have to worry all the time about what you're gonna say, who you're gonna say. You have like a little soldier in your mind, and this is why I left, because I couldn't speak about the genocide whatsoever, not from the Palestinian Authority and not from the Israeli authorities. And when we released the film, I was like, يعني if the Israelis get see this, I will be able, I might be under risk from the Israelis, so I prefer to be outside. And I needed to speak about the genocide because I would have popped from the inside. يعني. And when we talk about trauma and we talk about illness, if I kept myself quiet, I would have exploded. I couldn't.
Wow. So you saying us talking about this right now in a way is our form of healing from all the trauma inflicted on us.
Yes, yes. And for me, it's the ability of coming out and being able to speak and to say what is happening to my people, to be able to shout in the streets, to be able to face Israelis, and to be able to awaken people is liberating for me physically, emotionally. I couldn't be able. It's so hard for people in the West Bank, and when I talk to my fellow journalists who are still there on the ground, they risk everything for being able to speak. They
Mm-hmm.
risk everything for writing a tweet. They risk
Mm-hmm.
everything for posting, and all the time you have to constantly. And I remember I woke up at some point during the genocide at 3 a.m. and I was pregnant, and I had a nightmare about being arrested while I was pregnant, and it was all because I had posted something about Gaza, and I was so terrified at night that they will come and take me, that I was like, okay, Ashira, خلاص, يعني it's getting to you fully. And so I shut down my Instagram and I was like, I'll go and be active on the ground instead of having to report, so that I can be safe until I can get out. بس يعني people are faced with this every single day. And that's why you don't get media from outside. When هلا the Palestinian Authority was starving Jenin refugee camp, and
Mm-hmm.
there was only one journalist, Mariam Barghouthi, Allah يحميها. She was the only one who was speaking, and I think another foreign journalist, and that was it. No one was reporting on what was going on in Jenin. The Palestinian media, no one. And I remember even during the second Intifada, when Hamas won the elections and خلص it became clear that the Palestinian Authority was going to take the Hamas out in the West Bank, we were invited, and it was Ramadan, and we were invited as journalists to a dinner with the head of the security forces for Ramadan. And I was like, okay, why not? We can go. Let's see. And we're all